Before it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You would make a nice Jon Stewart then.
Thank you very much. I think so too, but you
We
know.
need to bring him to the big screen.
That would be great.
Would you do it?
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
So what's up with Lucifer?
Lucifer's just a really bad guy. No. You know, it's kind of, for me, it's the big brother, little brother thing. You know, he's always been the troublemaker, the one that's acted out. Amenadiel has always been the guy that's done exactly what his father wanted him to do, you know. And now there's this big rift where he's been sent to bring Lucifer, to send him back to hell, and he doesn't want to go. So, you know, he's going to have to come up with a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, you know, many ways to try and figure out how to get him back there. If his powers of persuasion don't work, you know, he may have to manipulate situations, you know, that he may not feel too good about, that may be outside of his nature.
Sounds good.
Did you read the comics to prepare?
I read the comics before we started filming, but it was like I got the job, and then DC was fantastic. They sent us the comics. But what's hard is that, you know, I'm sure you've heard this a lot here, is that the show is loosely based on the comics. So you would read the comics, and that's really not what you're going to be doing. So it kind of helped to give you an idea of the world, but then it would, you know, it's just very different, you know. But I think what we're doing with it, I think people will really dig. I think it's something different. I think it's seeing Lucifer in a different light, and I think it leaves us open to so many possibilities.
So, I saw the pilot episode the other day, and your character sort of, and that just shows up in issues, statements, commands, whatever.
Right.
Does he have, you know, going forward, have they said, like, does he do more? Like, does he actually get involved actively?
You know, I think in you know, typically in pilots, they're trying to sell the story, right? So the rest of us are kind of just trying to make our presence known and be introduced, and you keep your fingers crossed that it gets picked up. We were really fortunate that we did, so now there's so many different ways that we can go. The writers haven't told us a lot, so you guys should really pick at them. But we have little tidbits, and one of the things that I know for my character is that eventually he's going to have to come to Los Angeles. You know, so I think there's going to be some interesting things where, you know, he's been alive for thousands of years, but I think he's seen Earth and humans as kind of cute pets. So he's kind of, you know, pets that he loves, but pets. So now he's going to have to kind of come and communicate with them, and I think that falls outside of his comfort zone. Excuse me.
Was there anything outside of the comics that you drew on for your character? Anything you modeled him on?
I mean, I had an idea, you know, in my head. I loved what Idris Elba did in Thor. You know, a kind of very strong presence, and there was this kind of quietness about him as well that you never quite know. This guy could explode at any second, you know. And that was a lot of fun to play.
Your character seems kind of like a man.
I think so too. Yeah.
How physical was your role in the pilot? Because I haven't seen the pilot, so how physical of a role do you think your character's going to have later on in the show?
I think in a pilot, like I said, you just get a kind of a taste of him. Oh my God, I need some water or something. But what I have heard is that he's a very physical guy, so a lot of that is going to be coming. You know, he does get really physical. He really does. Sorry about that, man. It just started closing up.
So when you read the script, what was it that you
It was, I was telling these guys back here that a lot of characters that I played,
It won't feel like Skippers. You don't want to.
I think a lot of characters that I've played in the past, have been really kind of like brainy guys, suits guys, and although they've been fun, they're really kind of not that close to my personality. I'm born and raised in upstate New York. I'm a nature guy, and something about being, I think, physical in roles just opens me up in many different ways. And so seeing this guy just does something to me, as an actor, and kind of activates certain parts of me that excite me, that I'm looking forward to.
Last question.
Angels are often portrayed on TV as very kind of just boring, to be honest. There's not a lot of emotion to them. So what are you trying to do to change that up to make him different from that?
Well, what I like about this guy, and what I've been told, is that he's a warrior angel. So all he knows is fighting. That's all he knows. So there's got to be a lot of softening to him in so many different ways, and emotions that he's not used to dealing with once he, gets on Earth. I mean, the guy has, for instance, never had a drink, never had sex. These things that you would kind of take for granted, but all he knows is war. All he knows is fighting. That's all he knows. So to kind of come to a place like Los Angeles, I think he's in for a bunch of awakenings, and I think that could be something that's exciting for us as viewers to watch him kind of grow and change.
Thank you
Thank you so much.